guys, what is up? It's Hamza Bayoumi here, and today welcome back to another Hamza Bayoumi video. And today we're going to be showing you the demonstration of the P996 laser in GTA 5 Director Mode. So, as you can see, I'm playing as Franklin in GTA 5 Director Mode. Alright, so let's go into specifications. So, here we have the cockpit windows, and then we have the nose cone, and then we have the nose gear here, and then we have the missiles, and then we have the landing gear here, and then we have the text that says P996, and then we have the engine right here, and then to the right side we have the same text on it, and then we have the missiles as well, and then we have the nose gear as well. And I love how it says push button to open door right here. Alright, so let's get ready for a test flight, and we're going to land at the Crop Duster Airport. Alright, we're starting up our engines now. Alright, the engines have been started. Alright, so now let's taxi to runway 3. Alright. Let's go ahead and get to runway 3 immediately. Alright. Alright, make a right turn on runway 3. Alright, there's a plane landing. It's Adios Airlines again. It's Adios Airlines. Alright, we are now on runway 3. So, let's have a few minutes before takeoff. That's a nice gosh darn view of Los Santos. So cool. Alright, we are now ready for takeoff. Let's go. Takeoff thrust set, 80. V1, rotating. Positive rate of climb, gear coming up. Alright, gear is up. And just like that, we are climbing out of Los Santos International Airport. Over to the right is Roger Salvage and Scrap, where the long stretch mission is. Alright, so the time of the game is 12 o'clock, and it's on a Monday in GTA 5 Director Mode. So, over to the left is Michael's mansion. And then over to the left again is Franklin's mansion. Alright, we are crossing Los Santos and entering Sandy Shores. Over to the left is Fort Zancudo. Over to the left is the tower where you can watch and spot planes. Alright, over to my left is Fort Zancudo. If you enter Fort Zancudo, like I said, it will give you a 4-star wanted level. Alright, make our right turn. Like I said, time of the game is 12 o'clock. Alright, let's go make a right turn. Alright, gear coming down, gear coming down. Alright, gear is down. We're not going to actually land at Sandy Shores on our right. We're going to land at the Crop Duster Airport on our left. Alright, 2,500 feet above ground. 1,000 feet above ground. 500 feet above ground. 400 feet above ground. 300 feet above ground. 200 feet above ground. 100 feet above ground. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. Flared it. We have successfully landed at the Crop Duster Airport. Alright, so let's go ahead and park our plane here. Alright, that should park our plane here. Alright, let's get out of the plane and shut down the engines. Alright, so that is our round trip to the Crop Duster Airport. So see you in about 3 hours for the trip back to Los Santos International Airport. Stay tuned.
3 hours later.
Alright, so it has been 3 hours and the time is now 3 o'clock. So we are ready for the trip back to Los Santos. And there's a crop duster plane over there, which is flying over the airport. Alright, so let's go into specifications one more time. So here we have the cockpit windows, and then we have the nose gear, and then we have the missiles here, and then we have the P996 titles, and then we have the engine in the back, and then we have the same text on the right side of the plane, and then we have the landing gear here, and then we have the missiles, and then we have the large rocket here, and everything that's included. Alright, so let's get ready for the trip back to Los Santos International Airport. Alright. We are starting our engines now. Alright. Our engines have been started. So, let's make our turn around to the runway. The full-length runway. Alright, make a left. Alright, make our left turn. Alright, so we are completely fully on the runway. Let's have a few moments before takeoff. Wow, it's so cool. I love that gosh darn view of the Crop Duster Airport and Sandy Shores. Alright, so we are ready for departure. Here we go. But first, let me enable on freeze time. Here we go. Takeoff thrust set. 80. V1. Rotating. Positive rate of climb. Gear coming up. Alright, gear is up. We are climbing out of the Crop Duster Airport. Alright, so the time is 3:08. Alright, so let's go ahead and make our left. Over to the left is Sandy Shores. Alright. And then over to my right is Fort Zancudo. Like I said, if you went to Fort Zancudo, it will give you a 4-star wanted level. Alright. I also love that flyby view as well. Alright. So, we're going to enter Los Santos. Alright, the time is 3:23. Alright. So, we're going to descend into Los Santos. Alright. There's the building where you can watch and spot planes. Alright. Gear coming down. Gear coming down. Over to my right is Michael's mansion. Alright, 2,500 feet above ground. Alright, 1,000 feet above ground. So, here's a story. If you enter Los Santos International Airport as Franklin, Michael, and Trevor during the beginning of the game, you will get a 3-star wanted level unless Franklin or Michael purchases a hangar at at the airport. We are 500 feet above ground, and over to the left is Roger Salvation and Scrap, which is used in the mission The Long Stretch. 400 feet above ground. 300 feet above ground, 200 feet above ground, 100 feet above ground, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5. Flared it. We have successfully flared at the airport. Let's go ahead and make our taxi to the gate. And there's a helicopter to my left. Where should we taxi? I think we'll taxi at this gate. There's a plane. Alright. There's a helicopter over there. Alright. We'll just park it right there. And there's a plane landing. It's Adios Airlines again. Alright. Let's get out of the plane and shut down the engines. Our local time is 4:32. Alright. So that is going to be it for the demonstration of the P996 laser in GTA 5 Director Mode. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, peace out, guys.